Welcome back. Today I have a few channeled messages for this month, and I think just overall for the summer and like going into fall. And then also some different themes I'm seeing come up that I think are going to be pretty prevalent throughout our lives going forward for the next remainder of the year. So if it already hasn't happened for you, it most likely will. Usually things happen to me years ahead. So it's it never fails. Eventually, things start other people start coming in to the similar things. So um if nothing resonates with you now, that's okay. That's fine. It might in the future. But we'll just get right into it. So some of the channeled messages that came through recently was to lessen the grip. So I feel like a lot of us are trying to like grasp for straws, grasp for something like, where am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to be doing? And then they see someone else do it and they're like, ooh, that's cool. I want to do that. Grasp and grab. And almost like this take type thing without really even realizing it, because something inside of us is inspired, but it's also not necessarily coming from a foundational place. So this grasping and this like quick fix energy, I think is keeping people in a struggle state, and really people in a cycle that I think people are starting to get sick of, or it's just exhausting. And um, there's one thing is to try different things, which is great. You learn and you try. Eventually, we put that down though and really dig in and step into what it is that your soul wants. What do you really, who you really are, your authentic expression. So, yeah, if you're feeling grasping, like you're grasping for something, we're just gonna have to trust. We're also gonna have patience. I feel like patience was another thing that came through of just so many people um wanting like a quick, I would say, like awakening, or a quick, they want the wisdom quick. And wisdom comes with time. It cannot be forced and it cannot be quick. And I think that's the beauty about being here in this realm that we're in. It's only can go so fast, because eventually it's like you wouldn't be human if it was beyond light speed. If things happen that fast, change happen that fast, we would no longer be human, which maybe we won't be in time, but we are now. Maybe some will be more computerized in the future, but if you want to remain pretty clean and how you are now, we have to learn patience, and we have to embrace it, and see it as a gift that patience is. The foundation that you are building and growing will never come for the person who chooses the mechanical, quick, computer like route. Like, that thing doesn't have the same foundation that you will. So your choice, which path you want to go down. I'm also feeling like this think small type energy of like, you know, like a corporation is almost like a dying breed, even though they are kind of ruling the world. Where our power can come from and where we can feel more empowered is if we think smaller, for the majority of us that don't really have the resources or the influence like maybe some other people do. But if you're anything like me, thinking small and thinking, what can I do for my community? I know I've said this in the past, but those are the types of evolution that this patient foundational type energy exists. Is like, what can I provide that my community needs, that I have special in me, that I can offer? And then also like a sharing mentality. Like, I know so many of us, I know so many have like this financial type freedom type energy. Everyone, it's kind of grasping at that, right? Or has been for a while. And I just think that that is also like this quick fix type thing that people are trying to sell you. um, Financial freedom comes with wisdom, and it comes with a foundation, and it also comes from soul freedom, which I think is something that we're going to have to start talking about soon. You can have financial freedom, one thing, but soul freedom is even deeper. Totally another different thing, and it includes financial freedom. So we'll start talking about that soon. Soul freedom. I'll make a whole nother video on that. Okay. So yeah, back to sharing, giving when we can, like obviously not giving everything away. I think it's very important to value your service, but we're also like need to be real. So there's also a lot of people who think that they, right out the gate have so much to offer, which you do have something to offer, but again, remember patience. You're in the building phases, you're in the building phase. You can't get out of that, or the learning phase. You can't skip that part. And you might not be fully ready or meant to be stepping into your soul purpose right away, because there's a foundation that needs to be built. So it's coming, and it'll come for you, but have patience. Find joy in what you're doing. Find the good that it's providing you. Know that it might not last forever. And when the time is right, things will manifest and align. All right, moving on. So now we're coming into some other themes that we'll be seeing, which I think is a return to ancient wisdom. And this sort of goes along with the foundation part, because ancient wisdom and spirituality is not new. And it's interesting because it hasn't changed much. Like, it's always been there. We've always felt this unknown type God, love, whatever you want to call it, even like a spirit. There's even been like spirit communication, and just like the realm of the unseen, the multi-dimensional world that we are going to start utilizing again, learning more about. I've said this in the past, psychic and mediumship abilities will start turning on, or just like remembering or learning, relearning. And with that though, like there's lessons to be learned here, because a lot of us feel initially like this is something new. This is something I discovered, when this is the same energy that's been happening since, my gosh, we have written texts and stuff from like ancient Greece. Like, I'm not sure if there's anything more ancient than Greek, but that's pretty long time ago. It's a very long time ago. This is like before Common Era. So I take that back. I'm sorry. Ancient Greek. Yeah, then we have like the Vedas. This is like thousands of years. So spirituality is nothing new. Nothing new. We're just peeling the layers and the layers and the layers that have been put on for thousands of years, when something that was originally at some point ever present, yet morphed, changed. People try to create something new. Everything kind of stems from the same origin, which is like a spirituality. What is this? How do I feel this? Like enlightenment. How do I feel the presence? How do I communicate? Like all those types of things were kind of wrapped up into one thing. And there were rituals, there were things they were trying to do, there were philosophies, all of it already existed. None of it's new. And so I think we're going to be starting to go back to like that ancient wisdom and rediscovering, remembering all this stuff. New age stuff tries to be new, but really it's rooted in this ancient wisdom. You can try and listen to it, but the more that newer religions try to be different, they actually detort away from the original spirituality, which is truth. And now, as new age religions start to try to morph away from this weird cult-like era, it's going back to like the original wisdom that was already there. Like it looks more and more and more and more. I'm like, that's yoga. That's that comes from Hinduism. That comes from whatever, like the ancient Greek. Like these things, these concepts are not necessarily new. So it's a good thing. It's like it's a respect. It's humbling, right? It's so humbling. Like, gosh, who am I to think that like I figured it out, or like this person has it figured out? It's all rooted in something that was like has existed for so long, that we all have access to, that is really simple. It's not complicated. There's different ways, theories, philosophies you can go around trying to describe it. It doesn't even do it justice, and we all know that. And we're all kind of saying the same thing different ways. And yeah, there's no right way. And there's also you're free to take what you want and what works and doesn't work, and you don't have to follow whatever you don't want to follow. So yeah, listen to your heart, people. It's there. It's always been there. Yes, there's sometimes we need guidance. Wherever you can get it, great. But like, if gauge how it feels, and know that like almost less is more without words. And words don't do it justice. All right, so yeah, there's this ancient wisdom, just trying to remember, learn, give it the respect that it deserves. What else? Oh, what is this? I would just say with the here it is. There's a lot of misinformation, or a lot of information, so much information online. Even me, I'm giving information. But it's almost become to the point where we're learning how to tune out, which is good. There was a point where I don't think anyone questioned what we heard on the news or on what we read. Like, if it was on the news, it was real. Like, we all bought in not too long ago. And now with the height of news and just like the blatant, like obvious lying and like deceit and corruption, it's causing us to really turn inwards, which is pretty amazing. Like, no longer are we looking outside of us for truth, we're turning inwards. And it's almost like it doesn't matter what's happening out there. It really doesn't. Like, my truth is ever present. I know it. That's all that matters. I wish everyone the best. I wish nothing but, everyone to, have peace and in love and just respect and like have a decent life. But turning on the news and like listening to other people and what they're preaching, or just like this blatant false information, the amount of propaganda is wild, that has been happening probably for forever, that we're just now realizing. And like, it's like you just don't even know what's real or not. And it's like sometimes you're just like not even sure what side to be on, because you don't know what's real or not. And so you just wish the best and then turn inwards and listen to your own truth. You can like do your research and try to figure out for yourself what makes sense. Like, what was the history? What happened? Talk to people to get like their firsthand accounts, like how people are being treated in a certain area. Like, is something really, what's the real story? And like, unless we're doing that, we can't really listen or turn on and trust what we're being told. So anyways, it's forcing us to turn inwards for our truth and kind of tune that shit out, which is forcing us to like really like, we don't really, what is your service again, government? What are you providing us? Remind me, because I'm not really sure what you're providing. So I think they are desperately trying to prove their existence all the time, and making up reasons why and causing reasons why they need to exist, because we're not adults or smart enough to, make our own decisions. I'm not sure what they're doing, but whatever. Maybe we'll start listening to ourselves and trading our own support and trust within our communities, and eventually, I'm not sure that service is going to be needed. Ooh. Okay. The last thing is, I'm not sure we're ready to go into this. I have been feeling this more from like ancient times, that is still kind of within. I'm not sure if I'm ready to say this or not yet, but I'm feeling like there is some jealousy that men have towards women, and like our ability to connect to source, our ability to make magic in our bodies, our ability to create, and has been kind of stifled for a long time and taken, like I said, that the church, especially at least from my studies and like what I'm interested in, which is Christianity. I haven't studied many other religions. Like I study like Buddhism. I have some knowledge of Hinduism and stuff like that, ancient yoga, but Christianity is something I'm more familiar with. So that's just why I'm talking about it. But the men really during this time was trying to kind of almost replicate the magic that women have. They use a lot of drugs. They, would try to use them, just kind of take. It's like, again, that taking mentality. It's like, I want to do that. How do I do that? Let me try to do that. Let me try to get these drugs, force it, And it's like the women always had it. And we even see it today I see it with a lot of male healers today. Like, they don't have the softness necessarily that a woman has, and like that knowingness within her. And I think they know it. And there's some men that like know that and are okay speaking about it. I just heard about it the other day by like this doctor who said it so beautifully about like just the fact that we make life and we're like a divine channel for it. It's like incredible, absolutely incredible. We're like, we can do that and men cannot, at least biological men. It's pretty amazing. And I think there's some jealousy or like just that wanting to take from women, and that in general we just need to like start realizing when that grasping type energy arises within us, like, ooh, I want that, let me take and change it, steal it, recall it, rebrand it. It's happened over and over and over again. Yeah, so I think that's about all I have today. It was a pretty long video. Love to hear your thoughts. Lots of like just channeling even happening on the fly here. So talk to you soon. Again, like if it resonates, it resonates. Doesn't, leave it. But yeah, curious if it does.